All right, guys and gals, doing a little bit of warming up here in Santa Fe, and I just wanted to share with you guys a little embouchure tweak that has helped me like huge. I mean, this change is about this big, and the benefits that I've gotten from it are like this big. All right, first of all, the number one thing that you need to know about the embouchure if you're having trouble and you can't play on top of the staff is that you need the rim of the mouthpiece. And this is in the Trumpet Foundation series at trumpetbasics.com. Also, there's the embouchure video from that series, which I made a while back, and is incredibly dorky, but also informative and I think helpful. Anyways, in the embouchure video, we talk about the kind of like number one thing that screws up players, especially when they can't play high, is that they got the rim of the mouthpiece, or the flat part here, touching the red. So if you're playing on the red like that, you're going to have problems. Generally, of course, there are exceptions to all these rules, and there are some people that actually learn how to play pretty darn good on the red, maybe just on one lip or whatever. But for the most part, people that have trouble with their range, they're playing on too much of the red. And then the antidote to that is to basically just kind of slightly curl your lips in, just so you got the flat metal part, the rim of the mouthpiece, more or less on the skin around the lip, okay? So that's the number one top priority if you think you have chop problems, okay? Now the second thing here, and this is the little tiny tweak that I made, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. And that is just this, that when you set the mouthpiece on your face, before you play, before any air passes through the aperture, make sure the top and the bottom lip are touching inside of the rim, okay? So you want to feel full contact, okay? And the aperture doesn't open up until air is actually going through it. All right, again, this is an idea that maybe not everybody is going to be totally on board with, because there are players that advocate playing with basically the most open aperture that you can, and that is fine. However, for me, this helped so much. I remember being back in high school, and when I'd go to set, I had no idea how to set. I had no consistency in my embouchure and in the feel for my set and the feel for my aperture. I had no idea. I just kind of put the mouthpiece on there, spread my lips open, tried to hear the sound, and went for it. And it worked, but I was super limited in what I could do. I could laser beam high Fs and Gs and some As and stuff by the time that I was like 17 years old, 16 years old. But I had a super brittle sound. I was always playing on the high side of the pitch. It was difficult for me to like bend notes. My articulation was terrible. And then I sort of had this double embouchure thing going on, where I had like a more traditional embouchure that I could only barely play like an A on top of the staff on. And then I had like this disgusting spread, weird lead thing that I was doing as well. But this switch right here, just getting to where the lips are touching in the rim of the mouthpiece, and you breathe through the corner, and then it only opens up when the air is going through it. And then when you're done playing, bring it back together. That's not like a super important thing to do, obviously, for your playing result, but it's more like a follow-through kind of a situation where you want to become aware of that contact there in the beginning, and then you play crazy, and then when you're done playing, if you notice that they're here, just bring them back together inside the mouthpiece, and it'll just get you working, get your brain in there, and I think that that'll help your aperture a lot. What it's helped me with is getting like more of like a fat centered sound on every note, and I have the same exact approach to every single note, because this was something that I could kind of grab onto and be like, okay, this is a point of consistency, and I'm going to develop sort of like from this tether or whatever, from this pole or something. I don't know. I'm going to build on this. And yeah, it's helped a lot. Another thing that it's helped with too is that, you know, traditionally, historically, I've had a lot of trouble playing on wet chops. Like if I get all sweaty and my shit's sliding all over the place, it's really tough for me to play. And again, other people are the exact opposite, but I've always preferred more of a dry set. But however, when I got the lips touching inside the rim of the mouthpiece, I got a little more meat going on in here, a little more muscle, and I felt like I had a better foundation for the mouthpiece. So it did make it easier for me to play on more of a not like bone dry setting, okay? Oh, things to look out for though. So it will help, I think it will help your sound in just playing on like the fat part of the note, low notes, middle notes, high notes, whatever, all that. And it's all kind of like the same, it's all right here. But There will definitely be an adjustment period. Like when I first started doing it, it felt like, God, there's no way that I can play high on this. This is crazy. You know, but so it takes a little while to get used to it and used to the way it feels, and then develop that feeling. And you might also find that it feels like there's a huge amount of basically just like meat in between the mouthpiece and like the air, right? So it may require more of an aggressive start to the airstream than you're used to using if you are playing on a more open set. That's that. It's been a great way to develop the embouchure, and it's a real simple little tweak. So at the very least, I would you know, experiment with it for 5 minutes or something. Just see how it feels. And what is a good idea to do is just, if you are playing on more of an open spread and you prefer that, it's not going to hurt you to just try this out, because, you know, the more flexibility you have in either direction, more open, more closed, then that's all good, because then that's going to give you more of a sweet spot to just play, and it's going to work for you, okay? So, but anyways, when you're doing this, again, all you got to do is make sure that they're touching inside of the rim of the mouthpiece before you play. Then, you know, you're going to get the air going through it. Then reclose after you're playing, and do it only on notes that you're comfortable doing it on. So like try it like right on the G in the staff, C in the staff, low C, something like that, and then try your normal thing if it is in fact different than that. And just kind of take a note of the differences. So you might find that one of the other, you really like the sound or you like the control better, but maybe it seems like it's going to take a little bit of work to kind of figure out how to use more of your range on that setting. So anyways, just a little more food for thought today. I'm going to try and bust out a couple of these videos this afternoon. And yeah, that's it. Then we're hitting up Denver tomorrow. So Santa Fe today, Denver tomorrow, then we're heading up to Reno, I think, for another day off, if you can believe that. Good stuff. Anyways, definitely something to check out. And if you do have like really fundamental questions about the aperture and or about the embouchure and the aperture, and you're having trouble producing a tone consistently, I'm not talking about fracking notes every once in a while. Everybody's fracking notes, but you feel like you're having a lot of trouble actually making a good sound from day to day, then check out those Trumpet Foundation videos. I'll put a link below. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you later.